In this video, I'd like to share with you some personal facts about me, who I am as a person, a little bit about my life story, some of the biggest challenges that I've faced in my life, and also how I began my spiritual journey, some really interesting facts about myself because I have some pretty weird and interesting hobbies, and also where I see myself in 10 years. So this video is going to help you understand who Adam Miceli is as a person. Greetings, fellow human beings. My name is Adam Miceli, and I come in peace. The reason I am visiting your planet is so that I can help human beings raise their consciousness. Because I have observed that your society, our society, is extremely dysfunctional, and it creates suffering in the lives of billions of people. So what I'm doing is I'm helping human beings see clearly all of the issues that we have as a collective by helping them raise their awareness of themselves and of the present moment in general. And then together, I am helping Greetings, fellow human beings. My name is Adam Miceli, and I come in peace. The reason why I am visiting your planet is because I have observed that your society is extremely dysfunctional, and it creates suffering in the lives of billions of people. That is why it is my purpose to help human beings raise their consciousness, to help them raise their awareness of the present moment so that we can see clearly all of the issues that we have in our collective. And together, I am currently working with young men, helping them raise their consciousness so that we can lead society towards higher levels of awareness, higher levels of wisdom and understanding, and of course, higher levels of love. So that is why I have visited your planet. I have been here for 20 years. I was born on March 6, 2000, and I don't actually think I'm an alien. I'm just joking. I'm just a regular human being. I live in Toronto. I was born here in Canada, in Toronto. I absolutely love this country, and I'm so lucky that I have a family that loves and supports me. Both my parents are Italian, and my grandparents are from southern Italy, which is why I'm so short and hairy and white. But I have a younger brother and sister. Both of them are 16 years old. They're twins, and they're also Geminis, which is pretty interesting. And let's begin by speaking to you about my childhood. So when I was young, I was just kind of like a regular young boy, except I was very intelligent, and I was able to grasp concepts and able to grasp ideas very quickly. So when I was in grade 1, I was doing math homework that was given to grade 5s. So I'm gifted, I'm cognitively gifted in a lot of ways. When I was in grade 4, I was sent to a different school so that I can go into the AP program, and I took AP classes from grade 5 all the way up until grade 12, because whenever I was in school, I always felt like the class was moving at a snail's pace, and my mind literally required more stimulation, or else I would get extremely bored and I would start causing a lot of trouble in the class. So I was always a pretty bright kid. I'm very lucky. I feel like I have something called claircognizance, which is basically the intuitive ability to just know things. I retain information extremely well. I learn facts very quickly, and my mind is able to make connections very quickly, so that, for example, when I'm watching a movie, sometimes I get intuitive hits where I know how the movie's gonna end before the movie even starts. So that's pretty interesting. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just explaining to you my life experience. Since I was always in AP classes, I was always extremely bored because I hated school. I enjoy learning. I really like learning. I loved reading books about, as you can tell, I like reading books. But even when I was young, I liked reading books about animals. I loved learning about frogs and sharks and tigers and all types of animals. I loved learning about them. And when I was in school, I just felt like the learning process really was completely terrible. And one of my passions in life is to help humanity evolve our education system, which I will be speaking about a lot more in the future. But our current education system is basically in the Stone Ages. And I was really stunted because of that. Because when I was in class, my mind was able to absorb so much information so quickly, but even in the AP classes, the class was moving at a snail's pace, and we weren't actually teaching our kids what life is about. And I felt that. So I did cause a lot of trouble when I was young. I got into a lot of trouble. I was in the principal's office almost every month. And this caused me to start to take up a bunch of very interesting hobbies. So when I was really young, when I was maybe 10 years old, I was extremely bored, as always, bouncing off the walls. I have nothing to do. My parents would take my video games away, so I would have literally nothing to do at all. But I was very lucky because my mom bought me this little book that taught me how to do origami. And that is where I began one of my most interesting hobbies. And one of my favorite hobbies is doing origami. So I would literally practice folding paper for hours every single day. When I was in class and the teacher was talking about some boring nonsense, I was sitting at my desk folding papers, making all kinds of animals, cranes, frogs, birds. I actually have a very amazing origami right here. This is an origami unicorn. I'll get a nice shot of it. This is an origami unicorn. Hopefully the camera is focusing. That was designed by Satoshi Kamiya. And this took me about 8 hours to fold from one square sheet of paper without using any cuts or any glue or anything like that, just one sheet of paper. And it's just freaking, like, I blow my own mind by looking at it because it's so detailed and so phenomenal. Credits to Satoshi Kamiya for designing the model. Also, I have another animal here. This is a cow or a bull. It's also extremely detailed. If you can see the detail on the head, and it's got ears and horns and a tail and all that stuff. So yeah, origami was definitely one of my passions. Origami was like a discipline because folding paper requires a lot of precision and a lot of trial and error. So I was doing origami. I really enjoyed that. And another one of my hobbies that I really got very into was yo-yoing. And I got extremely good at doing yo-yo tricks. I'll put a clip on of me doing some yo-yo tricks. And I literally practiced doing yo-yo tricks like an hour to 2 hours every single day. And I begged and pleaded my parents to buy me a pro quality yo-yo, which is like $80. And I literally used it to just do hundreds and learn hundreds of tricks. So interesting fact about me, I'm extremely good at origami and also doing yo-yo tricks. So Also, some more interesting facts about me is I took all these AP classes. When I was younger, I played a lot of soccer. I played rep soccer. I got super good at soccer. Maybe it's my Italian genes or something like that, but I love playing soccer. When I was in high school, I started playing rugby and doing wrestling, which is so fun. Rugby is one of my favorite sports. Nothing gives you that rush than going onto the rugby field with your team of 15 guys and just completely plowing into each other. And it's like, it really feels like a war, and it's just such a rush. I love rugby. Wrestling too. It's just super fun. Also, when I was younger, I was in the Army Cadets as well, and we went on all kinds of camping trips. I learned how to shoot a rifle. I learned how to set up a tent, how to navigate in the forest at night, how to read maps, all that kind of stuff. And those are just some of the things that I did when I was younger. Talking about myself is a little bit weird, to be honest. I'm not used to doing this. But anyways, let's also talk about my favorite games and my favorite music and movies. I really love playing video games. This is one thing that was actually a struggle for me, because I absolutely love Pokemon. Oh my God. My first Pokemon game was Pokemon Leaf Green, and I completely maxed out that game. I got like 10 Pokemon to level 100. I love that game. Also, League of Legends. I played thousands of hours of League of Legends, and I eventually got to Platinum rank. Completely sucked out thousands of hours of my life. It's extremely fun. Also, Dark Souls. Oh, I have a special place in my heart for Dark Souls. Ratchet and Clank. All those games. I absolutely love playing video games. Also, my favorite music is Pink Floyd. Nothing beats Pink Floyd. In my opinion, they're the best music ever created. I love the Beatles. I love the Doors, the Rolling Stones. And I'm also a really big fan of rap music as well. So I love Eminem, Kendrick, J. Cole, Mac Miller, Earl Sweatshirt, all that really lyrical type of rap I love so much. My personality type is ENTP, which basically means that I am the debater personality type. So I'm very extroverted. I have no problem socializing with people. I love talking. I say whatever's on my mind and just blurt it out. The N trait means that I'm very intuitive, so I don't really care about the happenings of the world. I don't care about what car you drive. I don't care what watch you're wearing. I don't care about what you're doing this weekend. I really don't give a shit. But if you speak to me about abstract concepts, if you talk to me about astrology, or if you talk to me about psychology or philosophy, that is my favorite things to talk about. Abstract concepts, if you can't tell, that's the whole point of my channel. Also, I have the thinking trait, which means that I'm very logically minded. I like things to make logical sense. I'm very detail oriented in the way that I think. I like things to add up logically, as opposed to caring about emotions and feelings. I am more willing to hurt someone's feelings for the sake of logic, whereas many people are willing to sacrifice logic for the sake of helping other people's feelings. But that's not me. I'm kind of an asshole that way. And the last trait is the P trait in the ENTP, which means that I'm not very organized. I don't really care about scheduling my time. What I really enjoy is kind of going with the flow, jumping into places head first, facing things head on, and kind of making plans as I go. I'm extremely messy. I'm very disorganized, but that is a strength because I'm very good at jumping between different perspectives, and my mind is extremely hyperactive, and I'm very good at grappling with tough concepts. Also, another interesting thing about me is my astrology. If you're interested in astrology, that's cool, but if not, don't worry, I'll explain it. My sun sign is Pisces, my moon sign is also Pisces, my ascendant sign is Gemini, My astrology chart has a lot of Pisces, which means Pisces is the last sign, so it's all about intuitive, mystical wisdom. Pisces is the classic sage where they're just like sitting on a mountaintop and just like absorbed in the bliss of being. Pisces is extremely dreamy, extremely abstract-minded. Albert Einstein was a Pisces. He's very aloof, just like me. I'm very like in my head, stuck in thoughts, daydreaming. A lot of people, when they talk to me, they have to ask me the same thing twice because usually I'm thinking about how to solve all of humanity's problems. So I'm very stuck in my mind kind of person, but I'm also very wise, very intuitive. I'm able to feel other people's feelings, and I'm able to give people good advice based on my intuitive wisdom. And my Gemini ascendant means that I just love to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk about everything that I know. So that's just an interesting fact about my astrology. I'll talk about astrology more in the future because astrology is so freaking interesting for personality typing people. Also, I love playing the guitar. That little jingle that I have at the beginning of all my videos now, I played that myself on my guitar. I love playing Pink Floyd. My favorite guitarist is David Gilmour, who is the guitarist of Pink Floyd, who also shares the same birthday as me, March 6th. My favorite movie is The Lord of the Rings. Oh my God, The Lord of the Rings. Must have watched every single movie like 10 times over. Nothing gets me more excited than The Lord of the Rings. Freaking amazing. Recently, I've been watching a lot of Studio Ghibli movies, which was made by Hayao Miyazaki. They're like Japanese animated films, such as Spirited Away. If you haven't seen Spirited Away, go watch that freaking movie right now. It's on Netflix. That's the best movie I've watched in years. And that got me totally hooked on Studio Ghibli productions. So I also love Pixar movies, of course. Now, let's talk a little bit more about how I began my spiritual journey and a lot of the biggest challenges that I've had to overcome in my life. So I think I share in this with a lot of men where one of the biggest challenges in my life was that I was extremely addicted to video games, very addicted to watching porn. I started watching porn when I was like 12 years old. And also I was very addicted to smoking weed as well when I was in high school because it feels so freaking good. So one of the biggest problems was that when you play tons of video games and you watch tons of porn and you smoke tons of weed, you start to feel very depressed. You start to have no motivation to live your life, and you just feel like shit, basically. And this made me feel bad because I was interested in talking to girls. I wanted to have a girlfriend. I wanted to flirt with girls. You know, I'm a young guy, and this video game addiction and porn addiction and weed addiction basically gave me no chance with girls. So that's how I got into personal development. I started researching dating coaches. They were telling me how to attract women. And then I stumbled upon actualize.org, which was a massive shift in my life. A lot of people are aware that I'm very influenced by Leo Gura because his style of personal development is extremely advanced. And he doesn't just talk about being more productive or, you know, quitting addictions or, you know, attracting women and stuff like that. But he talks about meditation. He talks about awareness. He talks about psychology, advanced psychology. And I completely ate all of this stuff up. I've watched every video that he's made because as I was saying before, my mind really craves complex, nuanced information, and I wasn't getting any of that from school. So when I found Leo's videos, a lot of his videos are like 1 to 2 hours long. That was like a gold mine for me, and I completely just drenched myself in all of that information. And of course, that opened up a lot of doors for me because then I started practicing meditation every single day, which was a massive shift for me. I started understanding awareness, how awareness works. I went on multiple meditation retreats when I was 16 years old. That's when I started getting into all this stuff when I was in grade 10. I started reading books. One book that totally changed my life was The Way of the Superior Man, which of course we're going to be talking about a lot on this channel because this channel is moving to become more about divine masculinity. And of course, The Way of the Superior Man is the Bible for that. So that book changed my life. In fact, it changed my life so much that I was able to get an amazing girlfriend in high school. And that was all because I actually took my shit seriously. I started meditating, I started doing personal development, I started raising my self-esteem, I started quitting video games and porn and all that stuff. And that made me a lot more successful with girls. And me and that girlfriend broke up a while ago, but now I have another girlfriend, and I basically have no problem with women because of all of the personal development work that I've been doing, and it's just freaking amazing. And I'm so lucky that I was able to overcome that problem in my life, because a lot of guys, they have issues with girls, and then they just kind of sit on the couch at home and just bitch and moan about how no girls like them and about how they're too ugly. But I never did that. I know that I'm a smart person. I know that I'm good looking. I know that I have potential with girls. So the reason why girls didn't like me was because I had no ambition in my life and I was addicted to watching porn and playing video games. So instead of just doing that, I started watching YouTube videos, dating advice, studying dating coaches, reading books about masculinity, reading books about dating. And of course, no guys do that. So now I was actually able to get a lot of results with women because of that. And of course, that led me into doing more serious meditation, taking my spirituality seriously. And by the time I graduated high school, I had absolutely no intention of going to university because it became extremely clear to me that the university system doesn't give a flying fuck about actually teaching you how life works. All they want to do is they just want to indoctrinate you with a bunch of information so that you can pay them tens of thousands of dollars. And then at the end of it, they give you a piece of paper. They say, good job. Thank you for giving me all your money. And then they say, fuck you. They don't actually give a shit if you get a job or not. So I started to see that extremely clearly by the time I graduated high school. And instead of going to university, my good friend Adam, it's my other friend, his name's Adam, him and I decided to take a 3-month retreat to Thailand. And while we were there, we stayed in a monastery with the monks for like 6 weeks. And we did 3 meditation retreats where we would meditate all day, every day for like 12 to 14 hours. It was absolutely retarded. Tons of meditation. I grew so much as a person because of that. And then afterwards, we explored Thailand. An amazing experience. We went biking in the mountains of Vietnam. Freaking awesome. Such an amazing experience. I was 18 years old at the time. And then when I came home after the trip, I was completely different. That trip completely busted me out of my bubble. And there was absolutely no way that I was going to go to a university where I'm going to have to sit in a class like a robot and the teacher's going to talk to me about like philosophy, even though he doesn't know the first thing about philosophy. So I am so passionate about education and educating myself that I wouldn't even go to university because I'm actually interested in learning. And universities aren't interested in teaching you, they're interested in indoctrinating you and taking as much money from you as possible. So, well, we'll talk about that more in the future. Also, when I was in grade 10 or 11, I started using psychedelics. I did small doses of magic mushrooms, and that completely changed my life because I was watching a lot of actualize.org. I was reading a lot of books about meditation. I was reading books about personal development and self-help. And then when you actually do psychedelics along with your meditation practice, that completely busts open your mind, and that allows you to tap in to the true meaning of life, which is to become spiritually connected with the present moment. So that's my spiritual journey. It all started from me being bad with girls, and I think that's very common with a lot of men. A lot of men get really deep into personal development because some girl tells them that he's a loser or something like that. So let's talk about now where I see myself in 10 years. Well, definitely I want to be making content that helps reform all of society and helps raise collective consciousness. So I want to be educating people through my content with all of the knowledge that I've accumulated over the last 4 years. I've read over 75 books, and I will continue to read because that is what I'm passionate about. And in 10 years, I'm going to have so much wisdom and so much clarity and understanding of all of the entire universe that I'm going to be giving some amazing lectures on video where I'm going to be creating content, and also live in person where I help society reform itself. I teach people how to structure a good system so that we actually help raise the consciousness of the masses. That's what I'm extremely interested in. Also, I see myself doing coaching men, even women, but mostly men, coaching them one-on-one, helping them get their shit together. Also, I want to be organizing live events. I see myself living on my own with my girlfriend in the West Coast. I want to visit the West Coast of Canada, like British Columbia, because it's all mountainous and there's beautiful lakes and forests and all that stuff. I absolutely love nature and spending time in nature. And yeah, I just see myself living on my own and giving lectures, creating content, doing coaching for people, and also just doing a shit ton of meditation, reading, and psychedelics, because for me, that is how I am going to live the most fulfilling life that is possible. So that's all I got to say about me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helped you get a better idea of who I am as a person, what I stand for. I shared a lot of personal stories in this video. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I just said the same thing twice. And I'm going to be making a lot more videos, tons more videos on the way about helping you get your shit together as a man, helping you raise your consciousness, understand your own personal psychology so that you can create the life for yourself that you actually want to live, so that you can get your career in order, so that you can get your relationships in order, and also so that you can, overcome all these addictions like I have been able to do in my life through raising my consciousness, practicing meditation, educating myself. And if you are someone who wants to make a positive impact on the world, then these are the exact videos that you need to watch. So stay tuned for more videos like that. By the time you're watching this, I'm currently on a meditation retreat doing shit loads of meditation at the Dharma Center of Canada. I already made a video about that. So this video, if you're watching this by the time it came out, then I'm probably meditating right now in a remote forest somewhere, and I'm getting woke as fuck. So by the time I come back, I'll have a lot more amazing content for you, and stay tuned for that, and I will see you in the next one.